All right, welcome to Movement RX Mobility Monday. I am Dr. Teresa Larson. I am here to talk about overtraining, which is a pretty common thing going on in the CrossFit community, in the tactical athlete community, and even collegiate athlete community. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is what overtraining is. I'm going to talk a little bit about overreaching. I'm going to talk about the general adaptation syndrome and some ways that you can avoid overtraining. So first thing is overtraining. Basically, it's excessive amounts of training frequency, volume, and intensity. So you going into a new program, whether it's a college program, whether it's a new military training program, whether it's a CrossFit program, P90X, whatever, you have to realize what state of condition you're in. So some of these high-level programs, if you're going into military boot camp, if you're going into CrossFit, you need to be in a trained state, not a detrained state. And that will help you avoid any excessive overtraining feeling. How do you even know? Probably asking, how do you even know if you're overtrained? So you have a drop in performance, you feel over fatigued, you might feel demotivated, you'll have a plateau in performance, you will have possibly injury and or constant illness going on. So knowing where you start, knowing your condition before you go into a program will depend on how you tolerate that program. So being aware of these things, your buddy next to you might be in a totally different condition and he might feel these things before you do. But the point is to avoid them. And that's where the concept of overreaching comes in. So overreaching is oftentimes designed into an athletic program, especially when you're training for power and strength. So overreaching is more of a short-term base, and it's 4 to 6 weeks long. So high-intensity program lasts 4 to 6 weeks, and it's usually planned into your program. The goal of it is to overwork and to suppress your performance to actually build your tolerance to it. So in this case, there's already designed rest days. There's probably one rest day a week. After the end of this cycle, there'll be a week deload week and or 3 days of rest, which is key to help the person not go into the actual overtrained athlete. So the last concept is the general adaptation syndrome. If you've been a college athlete, you probably have heard this. Your strength and conditioning coaches have probably talked about this a little bit, especially freshman year when you're kind of required to go and learn about how to eat, sleep, and walk in college. Your body goes through an alarm state when you first start a conditioning program. You get sore, you get fatigued, you get DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, you get just tired. Now that doesn't mean you're overtrained. Okay, so then you go into the resistance phase. And the resistance phase is when you actually start to build a little bit. Now this is all depending on how you went into the program. So if you feel, fatigued, sore, and whatnot over a long period of time, and start to get demotivated and feeling like you're injured, that is overtrained. But oftentimes when you first go into a program, yes, you get alarmed, you get sore, you get fatigued, then you start to build and you don't get as sore. However, if you head into the state where now it's 4 to 6 weeks into your program and you start to feel just exhausted, you're like, I love going to the gym, but I just feel like I'm getting sick all the time, I'm tired, I'm not eating well, possibly on the verge of injury, starting to feel your tendons a little bit more than you normally would, then that's when you kind of hit the exhaustion/overtrained state. That's when you need to take a break. So there's a fine line between these two, overtraining and overreaching. But what I want you to understand is that you need, whether your program at your CrossFit box or even your college, designs it, you need to make sure that you think about that rest time. So after 6 weeks of training, there should be a designed week-long deload week, or even a few days, so you don't hit this chronic state of overtraining. Because that is honestly some of the hardest patients I've had to work with, or clients, is that ones that come in, they don't realize they're overtrained, they want to keep training, they want to get out there and keep doing it, but that tendinopathy, or that wrist issue, or that hip impingement-like symptom isn't going away because they haven't taken a break in months. And your body is designed to go long ways and carry heavy loads, but it's also designed to rest. So that might be my prescription for you guys this week. Have a good week. We are headquarters Movement RX is in North Park. We work all over SoCal. We're here for you to get better faster. Have a good week.